Well, good morning. It's still morning, late morning, 8th of March. 8th of March. Uh, got my new pack on and an Arc Hall model that I haven't used before. I used to have an Arc Blast. This is 7 liters, bigger volume. And so far I'm liking it. First full day of using it, and I figured I couldn't think of a better place than right here on the AT. I'm in the central section of the AT. I'm going to head up in the next few days to the northern end of the park before I go home for a bit at least. And looking forward to it. Looking forward to just stretching my legs and yeah. Some people have asked, well, do you still have shin splints? Yeah, I still have shin splints. Last night when I stopped, I probably spent 20 to 30 minutes just stretching out and taking my trekking pole and rolling out my shins. And it seemed to help. Not to say that I didn't feel the pain this morning after I started hiking for a while, but like when I started this morning, it was okay. It was better. So I'm going to keep that up as a routine, and every break now I'm going to be dedicating 10-15 minutes to stretching out, and maybe even if I can roll out some of the muscles with my trekking pole. Anyway, looking forward to the day. Should be a great day of hiking. Well, I had a good day today. Wasn't in too much pain, and stopping a little early. There's a reason for that. I'm stopping at a hut that I've stayed at twice before, and it is the Rock Springs Hut. It's very nice. It's maintained by the Potomac Appalachian Trail Club, finest Appalachian Trail Club along the AT. Proved me wrong. And I've stayed here twice before. Stayed here in the autumn of 2020, and before that I stayed here on the 20th of March 2019. A day I will not soon forget. And I'll tell you about that when I break away here. Yeah, that's the forecast for tonight. 2 to 4 inches of accumulation of snow tonight, followed by freezing rain. Oh, and we're supposed to get some pretty significant wind too. So the significance of this is on the 20th of March when I was here 3 years ago, Zorro and I stayed here. We took off. We knew there was going to be some rain, and sure enough, it was drizzling when we left. And it rapidly turned into a steady, hard rain. And unbeknownst to me, the seams, the taping in the seams on the shoulders of my rain jacket had deteriorated. And so the rain was hitting my shoulders and soaking right through to a synthetic hooded sweatshirt that I had on underneath, which rapidly became absolutely saturated. I could feel the water running down the sides. I was wearing long underwear, and I could feel that getting completely saturated as well. And I rapidly got into trouble. And I had hypothermia. And I ended up having to bail out onto the road, and the Park Service was closing the road because it was too dangerous. By this point, I had had a couple inches of accumulation of snow on top of my pack and on top of my hood that I had on. And fortunately, the people who actually were staying in the hut right down here, it's not a hut, it's a cabin. It's a locked cabin owned by Patsy. And they had, as it turned out, stayed there overnight. And they stopped and picked me up, brought me all the way to my house. But yeah, that was not good. So tonight, I'm pulling up early. I'm not planning on leaving early tomorrow. I'm just going to wait and see what the accumulation is and what the forecast is. And I have no plans to leave here until I'm satisfied that I'm going to be safe and having fun, and I'm not going to get stuck out there on the road. Not going to have a repeat of 3 years ago. But good day today. Met some hikers, mostly day hikers, and one fellow who was hiking southbound through the park, doing the park, and he told me there were a couple of the early through hikers that were just ahead of me. I think they must have passed me last night. They kept hiking after I stopped for the night, Stone and someone else, and they're like the second or third, furthest north at this point. They're pounding out 25 miles, so yeah, not going to see them. But I had a good day, and I'm hoping you had a good day today too.